In this video, I'm going to teach you how to jump serve by breaking down the fundamental technique of the toss, footwork, timing, and serving power. I made a jump serve tutorial 8 years ago that has almost 3 million views. And I wanted to make a new version with updated knowledge because I'm always learning new things as a player and a coach and finding better ways to coach athletes. First, let's understand the pros and cons of jump serving compared to a standing serve or jump float serve. The pros of a jump serve include the highest velocity serve, which gives the opponent the least amount of time to react, statistically higher chance of acing the opponent or putting the team out of system by overpowering them. It's a great way to reinforce spiking mechanics since the jump serve technique is very similar to spiking, and it is more intimidating when you have a powerful server on the line. The cons of a jump serve include a statistically higher error ratio compared to a standing or jump float serve. If you don't serve at a high enough velocity, it will become easier to pass due to the predictable topspin trajectory of the ball, similar to passing a down ball, and inconsistent serving location. Before you try jump serving, make sure that you can consistently execute proper spiking footwork and arm swing technique first, and you can review both of those tutorial videos that I made linked below. If you cannot consistently spike with good technique, jump serving will only create bad habits and become a frustrating learning process. Now, let's learn the most common version of the jump serve in 6 simple steps. Present the ball in front of your hitting shoulder. Toss the ball up and forward with your hitting hand while stepping forward with the same leg. Perform a 3-step approach like you would for a spike. Jump forward a few feet past the baseline in an open attack position. Spike the ball forward just above the height of the net. Land with control in a squat position for safety. Next, we'll break down each element of the jump serve, starting with the toss, footwork, timing, ball contact, and ball trajectory. The toss is the most important aspect of a jump serve because it determines your consistency and power. You can toss in 3 ways. With your hitting hand, where you toss with the same arm that you're serving with. With your offhand, where you're tossing with the opposite arm that you're serving with. With 2 hands. The benefit of tossing with one hand is you can generally toss it higher, more easily, and flicking your wrist helps provide additional topspin with your serve. The benefit of tossing with 2 hands is you generally have more control. I recommend experimenting with all 3 different tossing styles to see which one feels more natural and allows you to have the best control and rhythm with your hitting approach, which we'll discuss later in more detail. Most athletes tend to toss with their hitting hand, which is what I personally do. But regardless of how you toss, make sure that you toss the ball in line with your hitting shoulder, which is why I recommend presenting the ball in front of your hitting shoulder first to remind you where to toss. You will immediately solve many jump serving mistakes with this technique because tossing to the left or right of your hitting shoulder will often cause you to hit out or into the net in those 2 directions. Once you establish a comfortable tossing hand style, the next step is to experiment with 3 different types of timing. Toss then step, toss and step, step then toss. Tossing first and then stepping requires you to toss much higher and wait before you start your first step. This is the most powerful version of the jump topspin serve since you have a lot more downward velocity due to gravity from the super high toss, but you have to toss and step at different times, which can be difficult to manage that rhythm, and because the ball is falling a lot faster, it's more difficult to actually consistently contact the ball and serve it to a consistent location.